Well, hello everyone. We now have the finished GP2 exhaust system. I've just given the bike a quick rinse because it was a little bit dusty and dirty. So please excuse the crap wash job. I just hosed it down. Now, this is the final edition, so there are differences from before. This was too low, so I've raised it up. Enough clearance here for my feet. I'm US 12. It doesn't touch. Beautiful Y section here. Now on the production one, I'm using different headers. On the production one, this will actually be a little bit higher up, and this will be more flat. It will be better. But I'm just using these cheap titanium headers because this is just a prototype. All that matters is this bit. Yeah, so the ones that actually go for sale probably perform better and will look better. But enough about that. Let's have a look at it. So this is now up higher. It fits directly to the passenger peg. So you have the option of keeping them. And the same goes for here. Now this was the tricky little bugger, okay? Now I've put a tail delete and I've got tiny indicators because most people are going to put an integrated headlight here. That we don't have that here in Thailand yet, so I have to get these little dinky little things here. Now I wanted this to be longer, but some people are going to be running indicators. Now I have used full-size indicators with this, the OEM ones. I did hours of riding in 41 Celsius and it didn't melt, so that's good. But you can't really see the you can't see the exhaust clearly. It doesn't look good. So I put those on. If you have the original tail unit, you know, the one that hangs down here, you've got full visual of this exhaust. When you've got a tail tidy, you need to have tiny indicators or one of those integrated tail lights that you get from an R1 or an R6 because it shares it. But this is how she looks. Looks like a MotoGP bike, as everyone keeps commenting. The clearances are tight, but they clear. That's just water stuck in between. Goes all the way through there. Doesn't touch the chain. Goes all the way down there. Wonderful sound. Now these are angled perfectly. If you look here, that gives you a very good impression of how it looks. It gives you an NSR 250 kind of feeling or vibes. Remember when they had the staggered high-level two-stroke pipes? Probably mentioned before, this is titanium inside, but the rest, this is stainless steel. I have a titanium system, which is much, much lighter. I made this out of steel because I knew I was going to be cutting, adjusting, until it was perfect. It is now perfect, so the production one, titanium. You can get steel, it's double in weight, but the performance is fantastic. Night and day, even on stock ECU. Before it's just a little bit, I'll say air-cooled Ducati feel, where it just kind of tails off and dies, you know, as you go up the RPMs. This doesn't. It gives you stonking torque off idle, where, you know, it tries to smack you in the face. Big mid-range punch, and then it just has like a little power band all the way up to 10 and a bit thousand RPM, and it's very, very quick too. When the RPMs go up, you don't really have enough time to check what RPM it actually is at. No ECU codes with a stock ECU. I run it on 95 octane. The sound, now this has got no decibel killers inside. At idle, a nice noise. I mean, it sounds just like a Ducati. It's so weird. But everyone says it sounds like a Ducati, but, you know, without the servicing requirements and without it blowing up. But it does give a thunderous crack. Let me try and hold the camera. It's got that crack. But it is a real Jekyll and Hyde, this exhaust, so that idle's not so bad. When you're cruising, 3000. It's actually quieter than that. It's nice because the noise is behind you now. Before, with these new bikes, the sound goes straight up into your ear. It hurts. This doesn't hurt. So it's reasonable, but when you want to give it the beans, it just sounds evil. So you've got unequal length exhausts, different diameter. They're very carefully designed. The diameter of this one is different to this one, and at the Y pipe, it's ever so slightly different. I'm not going to tell you the secrets, but it works, okay? Now, I should put this on a dyno, but I don't have my original exhaust with me, and I really can't be bothered to switch it on. And then the dynos here are notoriously... I'll turn it off now before the neighbours get upset. The dynos here are a bit strict. They're wheel horsepower, and I wouldn't say they're underread. They're pretty genuine. Like all my cars and stuff, they say, you know, 400 wheel horsepower, but my God, they feel like 500. You know, I do suspect there's some underreading, and also the heat. It's easily 40 Celsius in traffic. I see 45 sometimes as well. So it gets very, very hot. And that does have an effect on power. So if you live in a country that's colder, which is pretty much anywhere else in the bloody world, this is going to perform a hell of a lot better. But the beautiful thing is that this is smoother, crisper, faster with the stock ECU and this exhaust system. It's crazy. Before, it was a little bit more snatchy on the throttle, a bit more fluffier in the mid-range of the Euro 5. It seems to cure all of that. There were calculations in the length and diameters of the pipes, yes, but I did not know it would have such a positive effect on the stock ECU, the stock motorbike. So if you have a stock bike with a stock airbox, stock everything, and you slam this thing on, the full system, it's got an O2 bung, you get no error codes, and the bike rides better and sounds and looks phenomenal. Now, a lot of you are 50-50 on the looks. I've gone for a MotoGP style. There are options. So, this is called the GP2 because there's two. The cheapest one is stainless, around $600-ish US. And that's a good budget option. I use it, I love it. This is Japanese 304 stainless. Now, you can save weight by spending an extra $50 on changing these cans to carbon. It saves a lot of weight. These are actually quite heavy. If you use carbon, it's going to be a wee bit louder, but you can put a decibel killer in here, and you save a lot of weight that way. So if you're on a budget and you want a GP2, yeah, get the steel with the carbon end cans. Now, if you want to go balls to the wall, get the full titanium system, ultra lightweight with titanium cans or carbon cans. Both are about equal in weight, and the sound of titanium is fantastic. I actually have one in production right now. If you don't want to keep these, that's custom. It doesn't cost any more. It just means I have to make a bracket that goes up here, which is a bit tricky because you've got the brake reservoir right there. And there is a budget option, which is just this side, and I call it the GP1. So it is just a single pipe. Okay, you're still going to get more performance, you're just not going to have the increase in torque that you get with having that longer pipe there, and of course you still get that cracking sound. Now that is going to be a lot cheaper, and I recommend you getting the steel version with the carbon can for maximum budget and weight savings. Or again, if all you want to do is save weight and you just want that peak horsepower number and you're not bothered about increasing the torque, then yeah, GP1 full titanium. It is cheaper and extremely lightweight, and it's still going to perform a lot better than any shorty exhaust that comes out. I'm not a fan of those exhausts at all. They hit your feet. They're messy. I'm not a fan of them. I like a traditional exhaust with a longer length. And again, the GP1 is different. The diameter of the link pipe is going to be bigger than it is on a GP2 because there's only one exhaust. Visually, it won't be much different. You barely be able to notice it. Most of the size changes are internal. I really wanted to make this the GP1, you know, to have just this one, but it's just a little bit too complicated and extra weight. So the GP1 is just going to be on that side. As I say, these are prototypes, so the finish and fit isn't quite perfect. It's just a test. But if you look at the welds, they are exceptionally well done. And that's the quality of work you're getting here. All handmade, proudly, in Thailand, engineered in England. If you want a different tip that comes down, I can do that. I just did this style because I wanted to clear the tail here. If you have a tail delete with just the rear light, as a no cost option, I can offer you a traditional tip that bends down at no extra cost. So there we go. This is the GP2 in steel. If you had titanium, it would kind of change color like that. You know, that lovely kind of fit. You know how they just changed color from like a bronze to purple to blue. That's what you'll get with the titanium, natural matte titanium, again imported from Japan. So the metal is Japanese, the engineering is myself, and it's welded and put together with my bike as a template here in Thailand by one of the best welders in the country. So I would like to make it cheaper, but it just wouldn't be any good. It would be like those Chinese exhausts. Yeah, so you can bolt this on a stock bike. Now, if you do the airbox and do the ECU, there's even more to be had. I don't feel like it needs it. But if you do, I'm sure there's more to be had, and I guess I'll have to do it myself to show you what it's capable of. Okay, so there we go. This is the GP2. I think it looks fantastic. I know it's a very divisive subject for people. I get a lot of compliments, and I get some people going, mostly compliments, but everyone's got a different opinion. I think this is a little pocket rocket, little baby GP wannabe, and this suits it, in my opinion. You know, it looks like a modern GP bike, especially with the color scheme. So GP2 still or titanium, GP1, which is just this side, single outlet, again steel titanium with the option of carbon titanium or steel end cans. Let me know. I'll list all the prices below. I'll get a shop online at some point, and I'll be ready to ship worldwide. The whole thing is modular, by the way, so all these pipes are spring loaded. The pipe down there that comes off the link pipe there, and this bit here is one piece, but I'm thinking of having that also spring loaded, and of course also that's going to be spring loaded there to the manifold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's in 6 pieces. So easy to package, high quality steels, titaniums, high quality welds, yeah, and it just sounds and looks awesome. Okay guys, thank you very much. I am loving this bike so far. I have managed to put on 315. I'm not even run in yet, and already, I mean, that says a lot. That when I put this exhaust on, it was only about 200 kilometers, and it was dramatically different. I mean, it was lifting the front end in first and second, which it didn't before. And once I hit the 1,000 kilometers, I'll do my first service, and that's when I'll start looking at tuning it a little bit more to show you what it's capable of. But anyway, if you want this exhaust, hit me up. The Benchmark Official on Instagram, the Benchmark on Facebook, and also, you know, I'm on YouTube. Okay guys, thanks for watching. This is my Rosie Roberts inspired R7 with my own custom made Titan GP2. Alright, I'll check you later. Bye bye.